Hey guys, this is JJ Andy and welcome to CG Market Watch Live. And today we have this very special episode. It's called Bdsm, Bitcoin Dominance Shakes Market. And what we want to talk about today is simple. Ripple, Bitcoin Cash, how it took away some Bitcoin dominance, and whether is that really a sign of recovery. And I think on Monday when I spoke about how Bitcoin bulls or the bull period is coming, perhaps there was a quick telltale sign that, really maybe the bull is coming back. But let's talk about that in the technical analysis portion when we talk about that for Bitcoin or Ethereum per se. But let me just cover the news quickly, all right, about why or what is exactly taking the Bitcoin dominance. Okay, so let me share my screen. Okay, so this is the coin market cap, right? Simply, we have seen Bitcoin dominance dropping to 51.7%. In fact, last week when we last, 2 days ago when we last saw it, it was about 53.3% or 53.1%, if you remember correctly. And we do see that Bitcoin dominance flowing over to the rest of the altcoins, all right? And in fact, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Ripple actually consists and they take up about 20% of the market cap, and that's really, really significant. And we do see market cap hovering at about 219 billion. That's a very good sign. Volume, it's also up at 16 billion, 24 hours volume. That's a very healthy sign as well. I don't know whether you guys remember, a few weeks ago, we were just hovering around 10 billion. And when I was doing video, no one was watching. It was such a sad period, right? But today, we have Bdsm. So in any case, what we do see is certain altcoins, of course, doing better than Bitcoin, and some of the altcoins are correcting slightly. But I think it's just a natural progression of the market. We enjoyed kind of like a good pump yesterday on a Tuesday, in Asia especially. So right now on a Wednesday, we are recovering. All right, we are retracing from a peak in that sense. But the key question here is, can we sustain this particular pump? Will it be a short-term, medium-term one? And what exactly should we be looking out for? Are we more into odds now? Are we looking at Bitcoin more now? Which one should we really looking at? Right, but before that, let's cover some quick news. First of all, we do see Bitcoin market share for the monthly low as Ripple and Bitcoin Cash rally. I was just talking about it just now, which is where we see Bitcoin dominance drop by about 1.2 to about 1.5%, and that's really significant. And some of the volume are flowing over to Ripple and Bitcoin Cash. All right, so unfortunately, it's just a progression of the market, okay, of how it's progressing. So let me just quickly summarize this article. We have also seen how Ripple almost kind of surpassed Ethereum, right? I mean, you may argue historically there were at least twice to thrice where Ripple's market cap actually exceeded or surpassed Ethereum. And of course, Ethereum is putting on a good fight, right? So people are still supporting Ethereum. We are still trying to fight against Ripple. It's cool. But I think Ethereum will kind of recover strongly when the bulls are back, when ICO starts raising funds again in Ethereum. And naturally, you see people buying lumps of, or just hold on to Ethereum so that they can start investing in ICO, so that they can quote in Ethereum. Same logic, all right? But Ripple is really more for large institutions, to integrate their payment portal, to transfer funds across borders. So it's really a different kind of target segment in that sense, right? But that being said, institutional funds could be the next bull run. It could be the reason for the next bull run, right? So that's what a lot of people are speculating on it. So what we do see here is that Ripple continues to impress. We have a long winter of low valuation pushing even further towards dollar parity. But the one thing that's interesting is we do see that right now, Ripple is hovering around 50 cents a token. To be really honest, I'm not really a big fan of Ripple, partly because as much as it's so institutional, motivated in that sense, and a lot of institutions are looking at it as a payment gateway, as a payment across borders and so on and so forth, or integrate into a payment system, payment channels. But it kind of defeats the purpose of cryptocurrency in the first place, right? You want something that's decentralized, but I'm not denying the fact that Ripple could be a good token to trade in and out, right? So yeah, that's my only point if I were to really look at it. But fundamentally, am I really hot for it? Maybe not really. Whereas for Bitcoin Cash, now all of us kind of know that we have a looming fork, right? This fork is coming on 15 November, all right? Correct me if I'm wrong. But we do see that it's the same people who forked Bitcoin into Bitcoin Cash and now actively working to fork Bitcoin Cash into something else. So what can be that something else? Is it Bitcoin cashless or Bitcoin cash more, or what could it be? So nothing is being announced as of yet, if I'm not wrong, but what we do see is that Bitcoin maximalists may not like to hear it, right? Because the decline in the market dominance of Bitcoin is flowing over to BCH or BCC, or you call it, or even to Ripple. But the one thing is for sure is that it funds flowing out from Bitcoin to the altcoins actually kind of represents bull run coming soon, right? I mean, think about it. People are taking slightly more risk. Retail traders are coming out from hiding, from hibernating to really start trading at this moment. It's slightly more profitable to do so right now, and therefore a lot of traders are stepping out of their comfort zone, starting to trade. Even myself, I'm increasing more trades in that sense. So I realize even in our legacy and elite group, we've been more intense on trading talks as well. We've been discussing more trades and all. So I think it's a tendency of the market. You do see it as a cycle. There's a period of time when the chat was totally quiet. But whenever bull run returns, or whenever there's more odds pumps, we tend to see more discussion going on. I think that's kind of like a healthy sign in that sense. So in any case, what we do see is that Ethereum represents a number of opportunities for investing and utilization of blockchain for companies and individuals that need to either code in it or buy ICOs in it. But Ripple primarily serves large institutions, right? So that's the main difference. Different target segment, different market segment. But ultimately, I think Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Ripple, maybe Bitcoin Cash, we could squeeze it in, will enjoy the upside movement when the market runs, all right? But of course, take note of that. Bitcoin is still kind of like the king for now, so it's always safe to keep some, all right? Now, I'm not going to cover this article so much, but crypto market volume explodes to 13 billion as traders grow optimistic. So I hope all of you are optimistic as well. So of course we still have FUD coming on from banking side. It's not money. Bank for central bank slams Bitcoin again. All right. So what's new, right? So the GM from where is it? Yeah, okay, anyway, so this particular general manager is a Mexican economist. He actually said that no cryptocurrency is a true unit of account or payment instrument. We have seen this year that they were a poor store of value, unfortunately. And buyers of cryptocurrency are buying into nothing more than a software algorithm. So guys, we're just buying the software algorithm. That's sad. But in any case, he even went on, okay, so another recent interview with Bdsm even urged that crypto-curious young people to stop trying to create money. He's saying us. He asked them instead to focus their energies on technological advancement that could make a world a better place, rather than focusing on a currency that doesn't fulfill any of the purpose of money. It's kind of sad, right? So he even said that Bitcoin is not regulated, it's unregulated. Defining it as a currency, but it doesn't serve the purpose of money. It's kind of defeating its purpose as naming it as a currency. So it's a very controversial topic, right? The banks kind of dislike it, but still buy it. Bank of America has a patent on it, on custodial wallets. They're really looking into how to help their investors to save and store their money. And yet we have bankers like that who say Bitcoin is a scam, or Bitcoin has no whatsoever purpose. It's just a software algorithm. So different school of thought, right? But I guess the one interesting thing is Andrew Antonopoulos in the Internet of Money book said, of course, Bitcoin is not unregulated, it's regulated by algorithm instead of being regulated by government bureaucracy and uncorrupted. So in essence, it's pure, right? In essence, Satoshi Nakamoto created it back 2009-2008 period during previous recession for this particular reason, right? To give and decentralize the control to all of us, right? I guess the only way to really take out Bitcoin per se is to shut down the internet. But what are the chances of that happening, right? So have that thought in it for a second. So we're shifting from back then, about a few centuries ago, we were holding on to gold, silver, we were trading entrepot trade, we were trading rice, we were trading corn, and then we went to cash, right? So the first cash was created back in the 1960s, if I'm not wrong, I think way back then, 18th century, maybe. So cash was created, it was used to transact, and then after that, in 1960s or 1970s, Amex came out with a first credit card, right? So we went from gold, commodity, solid stuff, into cash, and then into card. Right, so now we are in a period of cardless society. But you realize the one simple switch is that we are heading, in this 20th century, we are heading towards cashless, cardless, and just a phone, right? So a phone basically can entail, it has all the data inside. You can make payment with it. You can scan a QR code. You can make payment instantly. You don't even need to bring a card. You could call Uber, Lyft, Grab, whatever you name it, just using a phone, right? You can get from point A to point B without even taking out your wallet. You could get somewhere, right? Or you can buy a meal, you know, just by using a certain payment processor, right, online or even on the phone. So this is what the world is transforming into in a digital age. Everything is shifting towards digital. So naturally, if it comes to a certain payment, certain currency, perhaps digital payment, perhaps digital currency is a good store of value in the future as well. So this is how the market is shifting. Cashless, cardless, and now it's just digital. Maybe one day we will not be digitalless. Maybe we just need to scan our retina, you know, put our fingerprint, and be able to make payments as well. So what's there? What's new, right? Technological advancement is always here. All right. Now, so very quickly, let's just touch on the charts, right? Okay, so let me just change some color scheme here. I was preparing the charts just now. So, all right. Okay, so same thing. What we do have here for BTC is that we have the Binance one and we have a Gemini one, right? And it's against it's daily, BTC against fiat and BTC against Tether. Now the main difference between the two is that the discrepancy is still, the gap between the two is still significant, right? It's still $85. So on Monday I was talking about a gap of about $70. So today it's about $80. So I think that's still pretty reasonable. And the one thing that we need to kind of see is that we have to see Bitcoin surpassing a certain level, right? So a lot of different traders, investors, or even analysts, right, are saying that if Bitcoin were to surpass $6,814 or $6,800 level, and we sustain above that level, we should most likely see a medium-term bull run, okay, towards a higher level or towards the previous high, which I personally believe we may see 7,000 plus close to the end of the year, right? So at least we can have a jolly Christmas. So that may happen, okay, fingers crossed. But we do need to see Bitcoin surpass these two levels at $6,742 and $6,893, right? In order for certain any kinds of bull to return, we have to see Bitcoin going up first, and then the funds start shifting towards the altcoins, and therefore the altcoins pump. And so it has to come in unison in that sense. Bitcoin movement, okay, so dominance go up, and then after that dominance gets shifted out into the different altcoins, and alts go up again, and the slow ascent of Bitcoin going up, altcoin going up, Bitcoin going up, altcoin going up. So this is how the trend of the market is going to be like if we want to see certain recovery, all right? So of course Bitcoin will definitely be moving up first before we'll see certain movement in the altcoins, okay, or huge movement in the altcoins. Right, so on Gemini, same thing. We do see levels at $6,718 and $6,898. So you can actually see that the levels are pretty similar, right, between the normal fiat level and also in Tether value. Just a slight gap between the two, but overall we do see that the gap is, you know, closing up to each other, which is a good sign, right, that the market is kind of normalized. Tether is still kind of trustworthy. So in a sense, we are doing good, right? Now in terms of Ethereum, it's a bit hard to really talk about Ethereum so much. I mean, I've been kind of bad-mouthing it for quite a while. So if you've been watching CG Market Watch Live, never had much, you know, good vibes on it. But that being said, we have kind of after seeing this huge cloud, okay, we are kind of surpassing it. We are kind of going into the cloud. Whether or not we will break out of it, it's very, very hard to say. But we do see a resistance level build up at 234, which is one of the major resistance. If we are looking at in terms of fiat level, and we are looking at about the same level, which is at 235. All right, so that is the next level. We need to look at 234 and 235 before we can kind of conclude that Ethereum is breaking out of the cloud and we see more movement. And not just breaking out of 235, we have to go up above and close above it, all right, for more movement to come. Alright, so next two I just want to talk quickly about it, of course, Bitcoin Cash, Ripple, and I think Ronnie is talking about ADA, so let's do it, okay? So Ronnie, this is for you, okay? I hope you're still there. Okay, I'm gonna talk about Cardano in a while. I was talking about Cardano 2 days ago to the members. So anyway, all right, so for BCC, Bitcoin wise, we do see that the movement is quite significant, of course. This is on 4 hours. Let me shift to daily. So daily is kind of scary, right? We do see a huge run up That's definitely due to the particular fork that we are seeing, and of course all the major whales and whoever not accumulating during this downturn that we didn't really notice about BCH, or they started accumulating during this period. So we have already seen a 45 to 46% upside, and that was across 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. Okay, and now we see a reversal candle which is forming like a hammerhead, and so BCH most likely will reverse slightly. So don't kind of expect too huge of a movement. I personally see it reversing slightly. It's either within the range of this daily candle, or if unfortunately BTC were to tank slightly, we might see it heading down towards 0.09144. All right, hopefully, so you can actually go in if you want to. But that being said, BCH is still, or BCC, whatever, is still kind of looking okay, I guess, based on how it's trading above the cloud. And based off how volume is still okay, MACD is still okay. So generally, that being said, we are still kind of early, right? Today is the 7th of November. The fork is on 15th November, so we kind of have to hold it beyond that period of time. We have 8 days more to run, and to be honest, a 5-day cycle, would kind of indicate that we have only about 4 to 6 candles more to go, to see if there's any more movement upside. If not, we might just be heading downwards slightly. Okay, so it all has to be dependent on the market movement as well as BTC movement, and then we'll be able to gauge how BTC is gonna move. All right, but personally, my point of view is there's a lot of hype on it. On this particular fork, that no one knows what's going on. We don't even know what is the new token being called. Correct me if I'm wrong. So we will see what's going to happen. But as of now, on daily, we should see some reversal coming, so some retracement. So this is not financial advice, but do your own research. But perhaps it's kind of like, if it does head down slightly, you could kind of queue it, all right, if you want to. Ripple wise, like I say, I'm not a very big fan of Ripple, so I have not researched extensively into its chart as well, so it's very hard for me to comment much. But we do see a huge cup being formed here. Not too sure if it's a cup and handle. Most likely it's not. It's slightly retracing a little bit, and we may just see it heading towards slightly above the Senko span. Is it Senko span? Yeah, slightly above Senko span B before we kind of go up again. But it's very hard to kind of predict the movement of Ripple. We do see it forming 1 cup, 2 cup, and 3 cups. So yeah, so it's very hard to say. But think about it in this sense: if the next bull run is gonna be led by the institutions, then definitely Ripple will enjoy that particular movement. Okay, so this is just my own assumption and my own speculation, but that could be it, right? So I'm not a very big fan of Ripple, partly because of how it's centralized, it's institution money, and also at the same time of how the circulating supply it's unsure. It's almost 30% is circulating in the exchanges, whereas the founders or the company is holding on to more than about 60 to 70%. So to me, it's they can sell and dump on you at any time, right? So it happened before previously in a Ripple run. So not too sure. I just don't. I still prefer to invest fundamentally, right? To stick to projects that work. All right, next. So this is for Ronnie. We're talking about ADA, right? Okay, so. Okay, now one of the reasons why you want to look at ADA or Cardano is because of the rumor that it's gonna get listed on Coinbase, right? So we have seen how 0x and BET got listed on Coinbase and they enjoyed that particular movement. But do take note that 0x is now kind of on a downtrend because it got listed, the hype is over and it started going down. BET is still above slightly, but it's also going on a downtrend. So the next few could either be Stellar, Cardano, or Zcash, right? One of these three. So therefore, you see some movement going on with these 3 tokens. I think it's a good point to note that I spoke about this on Monday. It's a good point to note that these 3 particular tokens are good to look at. All right, so yeah, so trade in and out if you want to, just manage your risk properly. But in terms of ADA, what we do see here is that we may kind of break out from the cloud above here, maybe. if there's enough volume to push it up. Judging from the volume here, it does seem pretty reasonable, I would say. MACD is not showing a very strong momentum at all, so to me this could be a hammer as well, right? So you look at this being a hammer candle or like a reversal candle, it may just dip slightly towards the cloud level and pump again. It's very hard to kind of predict the movement, all right? But you do see this consistent movement, this ADA being pushed down or suppressed all the way, and therefore there's a need for breaking out in that sense. But comparing Stellar, Zcash, and ADA, I think ADA is lowest on my priority list, and fundamentally I've not really seen much development. One. Number two, from what I've heard or what I've read is that Charles Hoskinson has kind of left the project. Okay, so I'm not really big on it as well. Okay, fundamentally and technically, it's like buying to hope. All right, so just saying. So if you're hodling to ADA, perhaps when the market do recover, just you can clear some. Or if you are thinking of buying to ADA, all I can say is there are better options. All right. Okay, so what else? What's your thoughts on getting into BCH right now for the BCH fork coins? Alright, so I think I spoke about it already. I said daily we are on a reversal. This is pretty obvious. This is candlestick 101. So no matter how much of the hype, tendency is if you are a trader, you understand candlestick, you realize that on a daily it's gonna go down soon. Okay, so just be patient, just queue accordingly, and alright if you want to. Okay, so Huobi last month. Okay, so Huobi wise, I think it's on a very serious downtrend as well. It basically replicates most of the main key tokens like ADA, Cardano, EOS. They are basically playing the same role kind of thing, right? But if you can kind of realize that for Huobi wise, it's still heavily suppressed by the huge cloud here. In order for it to break out, it will take some time. It will take a while. And also for it to kind of break out from that cycle. It is, however, trading above which is trading on Kijun-Seng line, so it's kind of like a good trend. But of course, this shows that it's gonna go on a reversal downward trend as well. Alright, so this is more for Huobi, but do understand that because it's an exchange token, and even for BNB as well, right now. Okay, let me just show you quickly, right? Right now, it's still showing the same position as well. So if you realize, I was looking at exchange token just now, between Binance token or even between Huobi token or even maybe KuCoin token, we're seeing a very strange trend, okay, which is most of it are behaving in a same straight line, consolidating manner. So to me, what I personally believe is this is much like a period of time where, let me see, sorry. Where some traders are kind of accumulating it. Okay, so you could see all three, KuCoin, Huobi, Binance, they're all displaying kind of like a consolidation channel. It's very, very obvious. So to me, consolidation actually means it's real accumulation period. So if you're looking at it, if you have some spare BTC or cash or whatever, it's actually a good purchase. I would personally feel so, right? Because generally they are consolidating, so it may also mean that there is going to be huge movement later on, but for which exact token that we kind of look at more, we could only kind of share that with our members. But in any case, just saying some of the exchange tokens are still viable because they are always revenue generating. When it comes to bullish market, they are revenue generating. When it comes to bearish market, they are still revenue generating. So no matter what, they are revenue generating. You talk about Ethereum, when it's bearish market, are they revenue generating? It's hard to say, right? You talk about Ethereum when it's bullish, perhaps it is, right? So you need to look at tokens that are still revenue generating, they are still developing, they have still updates on their social channels. That's important. Okay, so I think that's all for the time I have for today. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll see you guys on Friday, all right, for more updates. So remember guys, Bitcoin dominance is now at 51.7%. Let's just see what level we get to on Friday. All right, cheers guys, safe investing, and disclaimer, this is not financial advice, so whatever that I shared with you just now are some of my speculation and some of my plays. All right, so see you guys on Friday. Take care.